Doesn't matter. I think we have enough time.
And the confusing thing about this term is when the first term starts with a negative, then it kind of affects the result in a big way. Like,
yeah,
if it's a sign, I feel like you can leave the negative out and then substitute it at the end. But if it's a coach, then it doesn't work. That's what I try to do.
let's see. Page 62, 3A. If you can open that, please. You got that? So we have 49 cos squared minus 3x minus pi over 18 minus 70 cos minus 3x minus pi over 18 plus 25 equals 0. Yeah, it can be. I hope so, because I made these. Equals 0. Equals 0. Okay. Right. Now, I'll be a lazy pig here and just use my calculator. 49 minus 70, 25. So, okay, so the first factor will be 7 cos minus 3x minus pi over 18 minus 5. And then the second factor is... they're both the same factor, aren't they? Oh, that's nice. That's nice. So that basically means minus 7 cos minus 3x minus pi over 18 squared equals 0. Which means minus 7 cos minus 3x minus pi over 18. Oh, sorry, I lost my minus 5. Minus 5, close bracket, minus 5 equals 0. Okay, I'll just pause for a second to let you catch up.
But what happened to the square square? Did you just square it all off?
Square rooted it off. I mean, if I have something squared equals 0, it must be that the something is 0. Yeah. Okay, continue. Let's give you another minute there. You don't want to write this down?
I'll just take the time for the questions that I don't see now.
Okay. I'll go down a little bit and continue. So if I was to rearrange this, I would get cos minus 3x minus pi over 18 equals 5 over minus 7.
Get the inverse.
Yeah, now we'll get the inverse. Before we do, how many answers will there be?
3. No, 9. Yeah, just 3x.
Try again. There we go.
2?
6. 6 answers.
But isn't 6 answers when you have... okay. You're right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 answers. The first one we get from the calculator. So if I just stick the calculator in radian mode and do a cos inverse. The heck is, come on, go back. Cos inverse minus 5 over 7. 2.367.
Shouldn't you keep it in fraction?
The calculator won't give it to me as a fraction anyways.
Yes, do.
No, no, I don't. It won't. Okay, how do we get the second answer for cos?
Plus 3.
No, not that one. For cos, not that one. How do we get the second cos answer?
It's like first plus or minus 360 and then that.
So certainly something like that, yeah.
Yeah. 360 minus the first.
Yeah, 2 pi minus the first. $3.917. Okay. Yeah, how do I get the next answer? Well, I get the next answer by adding 2 pi. So that's 8.65. And then I get the next one again by adding another 2 pi. 14.93. I just left a little space there because I add 2 pi to get this and I add 2 pi to get this. And then I'll start here, I'll add 2 pi to get that one and add 2 pi to get that one. So 3.917 plus 2 pi, 10.2 radians, and then plus another 2 pi, 16.48. Now, those answers aren't for x. Those answers are for minus 3x minus pi over 18. Yeah, so if you think about it, if you had minus 3x minus pi over 18 equals a number, and you have 6 numbers here, if you want the x, you would have to say it's the number plus pi over 18 divided by minus 3. Okay, so let's run through the 6 answers doing that. So it's going to be the answer plus shift pi over 18 over minus 3. Okay, so the first one is 2.367. Oh.
Don't you multiply by minus 3?
I divided by minus 3. Yeah. 2.367. Minus 0.847. And then the next one, 3.917. Minus 1.364. Minus 1.36. If I do 3 significant figures. 8.65.
Shouldn't it be
Yeah.
minus 1.367? It's 37 instead of 36.
Did I mistype for the second one?
I think if you round it, it's going to be, I'm not sure, I might be this.
No, I think that's
yeah.
okay. The fourth one, 10.2. Minus 3.46 radians. What the heck is that? What number did I write here, for goodness sake?
14.93.
14.93?
Yeah.
Ugh. 14.93 minus 5.03. And then lastly, 16.48 minus 5.55. Now, we need our answers to be between minus pi and pi. So, is this answer between minus pi or pi?
Yes.
Yep. This one?
Yes.
Yep. This one?
Yes.
This one?
Nada.
Nope. No. No. Are they too big or too small?
Too small.
Too small. Too negative. So how do I fix these 3 answers here? How do I fix them? What can I do at the end to fix answers outside the domain?
You add 2 pi.
Add or subtract 2 pi. So in this case I add 2 pi. Yeah, because they're
That
two.
would give you the same answer as before.
No, no. So here I get x equals minus 0.847, minus 1.36, minus 2.94. Okay, 3.46. Oh, do you have it?
Yeah, 2.8.
2.8. What's next?
1.0.
Oh, I meant like what's next after
1.25.
Hang on.
You don't trust me.
No, 3.46 minus. Yeah, no, I just wanted the extra decimal. Okay, so what's the next one?
1.25.
Okay, and then the last one.
It's 0.73.
0.733. Yeah. Right, so there are the 6 answers for this one. That is the hardest trig equation, and I would not expect to see that in the exam ever. Maybe in the older exams.
What about 4? That's the hardest one.
There's actually one where it has a negative cos. It's a 2b. I managed to do it, but it took me like 1 hour before that.
Yeah, but think how much of a better person you are now for that experience, you know? Didn't you feel yourself level up at the end, you know? Plus 20 XP, Mo has reached level 7 mathematician?
Perhaps.
No? Okay. Sorry, your medicine class, isn't it? So
Yeah.
they have lower math abilities, but higher biology abilities, is it?
I used to be good at math.
Yeah, then they changed it and made it harder. No fair, huh? Alright, what's next now?
62.4.
Ah, yeah, okay, we'll do 4 then, because that's actually interesting, because there's no limit on the domain. The domain is unlimited. It can extend from minus infinity to plus infinity.
What time is this out, by the way?
That is finishing up there at 12. Okay, can I scroll down? Yeah?
What will you call this, by the way, or you still have no idea?
I'll just call it, well, it depends what we'll do. It'll be the most recent video uploaded after this lesson, so you'll get the link. You are subscribed, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay. Right, 2 tan 2x minus 1 minus 2 equals 0. How many answers are here? Well, I say in the question x is between minus and plus infinity. So, how many answers? Infinite answers, yeah. Right, so we have here tan 2x minus 1 equals 2 over 2, which equals 1. So tan 2x minus 1 is 1, as I just said that. Yeah. So if I do an inverse here, what do I get for tan inverse 1 is pi over 4. Yeah, 45. But that's only one answer. We can generate more answers. And how do we generate more answers?
Add 2 pi.
Add 2 pi.
But you can add 2 pi.
But you can add 2. Well, firstly, no, let's be a bit clearer. Before we continue, we have the first answer and then we have the second answer. And how did we get the second answer for tan?
You add 2 pi.
No, not for tan. How did you get the second answer for tan?
You add pi.
You add pi.
To the first.
So 5 pi over 4. Now we can generate the extra answers, and there's an infinite number of them, by adding 2 pi to these two answers. So that would be 2x minus 1 equals pi over 4 plus 2 pi. We could say plus 4 pi, plus 6 pi, and so on. So you could say it's plus 2n pi, n being any, yes?
For example, we add pi over 4,
You add, oh well, this answer here is tan inverse 1.
Yeah, and to do the answer.
The second answer, you add pi to the first answer. Only pi, yeah. Okay. And then you could also do 5 pi over 4 plus 2n pi.
Isn't it you can define here.
Yeah, now we have to define n. So, the n, we'll get to in a moment, because I just want to rearrange this to get the x, okay? So if I take the 1 over and divide by 2, I get x can equal pi over 4 plus 1 plus 2n pi over 2, or 5 pi over 4 plus 2n pi plus 1, so I'll just put right there, plus 1, plus 2n pi over 2. Yeah. Now, there's no, is that okay? Plus 1 divided by 2. There is no need to fix any of the answers, because there's no way any of the answers could be wrong, because your domain is from minus infinity to plus infinity. So there is no way, no conceivable way here that the answers at the end here could in any way be unacceptable. But we do need to talk about the n. Yeah. Now the n can be a positive, but it can also be a negative, because you can generate extra answers by going backwards as well, by subtracting 2 pi. And since we can extend from minus infinity to plus infinity, we're not restricted with the n at all. The n can go from minus infinity to plus infinity. So the n can be any integer. Okay, now I'm not sure about the answer right
So
here.
instead of pi over 4, could we have subtracted pi and gotten minus 3 pi over 4?
Say again here?
No, above that.
Here.
In the table itself.
Oh, this?
Yeah, so instead of pi, adding pi, could we have subtracted pi and gotten that as a second term?
Yeah, actually, technically that would have worked that way too.
But would that only work for this question, or would it work
Yeah,
for
because
all
you're
times?
unrestricted in your direction.
Yeah,
So,
because if you have a negative 10, you would have more. If you have a negative 10, then it's not.
Could you please talk
No,
about
it could
the
work, it depends on the domain.
No, if it's minus
For this
2
one?
tan,
No, minus
2x.
I mean, as
minus
far
pi.
as
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
fine,
yeah,
fine.
yeah.
But if the question has a minus here, it won't work.
I think I'm
No,
missing.
it would, specifically in this question, it would, because it has unrestricted domain. It could be negative.
My answer's wrong there. I need to fix that. Because first here I only have 1 instead of 2, and I have an n instead of a 2n pi.
Maybe we missed something.
I don't think so. There is a simple way to check. Which we'll do in a moment. So just your question there, Young Peng. So if you have the circle AFTC, the tan is 1, which is positive, which means there's an answer here, which is my original answer of pi over 4. But then there's another answer over here, which is exactly on the opposite side. So that's 5 pi over 4. Now, you were asking me, could you have subtracted pi? And you could have. So if you start with with pi over 4 and minus pi, you still get to the same angle from the other side. And if you want to generate more answers, you can add 2 pi to this to get an extra answer, or you could subtract 2 pi. And likewise from here, you can add 2 pi or subtract 2 pi. So I'll have to fix my answer there, but we can check that my answer is right.
So fix
Yeah.
the values and so on.
Yeah. So we're looking at this equation. So let me check the first answer. I'll say 2 tan 2 times x minus 1 minus 2. And the x is found by using the formula. So let me use the first formula. So that is shift pi over 4 plus 1 plus 2 n
1.
pi. Yeah, so let's just pick a value for n. So we'll say n is 1. I should get what answer here?
Pi over 4.
No, I mean in total. I'm supposed to get 0. Okay. Okay, I do. Alright, so let's pick another value for n. Let's say 14. Okay, let's say minus 3. Okay. So, regardless of the value of m I pick here, it will make the equation equal to 0.
Don't you have to fix pi?
No?
Like,
What do you mean fix?
like the pi over 4.
For is always 45 degrees.
Yeah. I'm not sure what you're asking, but let me just look at the second answer, yeah?
If you look at,
This?
yeah, 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 exactly. So, you adjusted pi when you added the extra term, didn't you?
No,
Pi over 4.
Adjusted pi?
it's just adding 180.
I'm not sure what you're asking me. Think about it and ask me again in a minute. If I use the other formula, let's see, 0, okay, 21, yeah, well, nearly 0, it's because it's so large, it's, let's just pick a smaller number. Whoop, 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 whoop. Steady. We'll say 5. Yeah. So I need to fix my answer. I'm completely satisfied that these are the two formulas to generate as many answers as you like.
I think the answer is right.
My answer at the back?
Yes.
No, but I think my answer is missing.
If you see the meaning of the answer, it means you turn every 180 degrees, which means the pi degrees, and you will get the same answer, which matches the diagram.
But this doesn't match up with this, does it?
Yeah, it matches.
This is the same as this?
Yes.
Well, do you know how we'll test it? I'll use this and see. Yeah.
This formula you're adding 360 and this you're adding 180.
Okay, no, this, guys, this is easy to check. I'll just put my formula in.
Another expression.
Yeah, well, let's see what happens. Right, so what do I have here? 2, and this is 1 plus
Pi over 4.
shift pi over, oh goodness, 4 plus n pi. Right, give me an n.
1.
1. Works, okay. Minus 5. Alright, okay, interesting.
I wonder if it would work with any multiplicator on 2n, on n pi. So I think it would work with 3 as well.
Yeah.
3n pi and 4n pi would work.
Yeah, it's just
Oh yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. But what I'm only concerned about, will this make every answer or just some of the answers? Because here I have 2 ways to make answers, whereas in my answer at the back I only have 1 way. Yeah.
But that shouldn't be your concern. Your concern is how did you reach to the other answer in the back?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, if you have a diagram, every 180 degrees will give the same answer.
Yeah, that's true too. That's true too. So why did I? Okay, which is?
They both work.
They both work, don't they? I wonder if our good buddies at Wolfram Alpha can give us the answer. Let's see what they say. Wolfram Alpha. Right, I'll just switch it to this if you can see. Can you read out the equation there, Mo? Solve 2, what is it, 2 tan?
2 tan and bracket is 8 minus 1.
Yeah.
Hey, look, a different answer.
Yeah, it's minus 4 pi n now. I said
Oh,
it's
they probably took 4 out. They took 4. We took 4 out and
We took 4 out.
no, that's what they did.
They did.
They multiplied it
So
by
the
4.
1 over 8
Yeah. Because it's over 8. It's not over 2.
Oh, it's over 8.
It's over 8.
It's the same answer.
Is it this? Well, which one? The same as what I just got or in the book here?
Basically. You can simplify this.
I can
to our
simplify.
answer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, if I divide above and below by 4.
Yes.
Yeah. So I have a 2. So that matches up my answer on my writing pad.
Yeah.
So where did you get? You should probably leave like you're solving instead of just a final.
match your best answer. Okay.
Yeah. Those two answers I have on the screen, I must be able to combine them into one answer. That must be what happened. Let's see, the difference between the two answers is a pi. Yes, that's actually what's happened now. Yeah, so how much do these answers differ by? Oh, sorry. How much, well, the two answers I wrote, how much do they differ by? If you were to take the second answer and minus the first answer, they differ by pi. Yeah. So in this case, you can add an even pi, and in this case, even if you think you're adding an even pi, because it differs by pi, you're adding an odd multiple of pi. So this makes you, it's like this is the even and this is the odd multiples of pi. So in other words, you can have any multiple of pi. So you can combine these two answers into pi over 4 plus 1 plus any multiple of pi over 2. And again, just to say, you might think, no, it should be 2n. Well, that's fine. That makes this answer. But if, let's say n is 5, then what is this one here? 10 pi. But this guy will be like 11 pi, because you'll have 10 pi here, plus 1 extra pi differ from that. So if you really think about it, you combine these two into this. Now look, this is very difficult, and actually in an exam situation, this would have been fully acceptable. But if you're wondering how I got the answer at the back, you can actually combine the two to make that. If you have trouble seeing that, what you could do is make 5 terms with this, 5 terms with this, and then 5 terms with this, and you can see that this is making the same one as these two. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, that's why it was the last question on the page.
You lost me after you said what's the difference between both.
I lost you after I said, "Welcome to maths class. Please take a seat." After which, which part did I lose you at?
No, you said the difference between them is pi.
Yeah.
I don't get the part.
Because he added pi to get that.
Okay, I get the part.
Yeah, that's another way to think about. Oh, that's what you were saying earlier. Yeah, you got the second answer by adding pi to the first one. Yeah.
Okay, I got the part where the difference is pi. I got the part about the odd and the even. I do not get the part of how you got that equation.
This one here.
Where did this come from?
That's the previous two combined into one.
Because if you think about it, this one, what you got under, is really the first term still, because all you did was divide by 2, right?
So
That's kind of like the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, we're fretting too much about this because it's not on the exam. You know?
So I leave the book.
No, it's just, it is good to think about these harder ones. It really makes you think about exactly what you're doing.
So, and the first one has a negative as well.
Which one?
Did he do second derivative?
Oh,
You should be interested.
the negative doesn't actually matter because you're allowing n to be positive or negative. So in fact, I could have changed this into minus without affecting my answer, because the n can be free to be positive or negative. So, for example, if n is 4, that would correspond to the answer when this was plus and I choose n to be minus 4. So, yeah, in fact, because the n is an integer, the sign here is actually not important at all. Yeah. I don't know why they chose the minus one in the answer here. It would have been neater to keep it as a plus. Yeah. Yeah, no, I like this one. I like this one. Yeah. Right, what's next now?
Page 72.
72.
Number 27.
27? I did that in the previous lesson, if you want to watch the video. What was your problem with this one?
I know that it's cos inverse of half,
Yeah?
but then what do I do after that? How do I get it in terms of pi?
No, but you're calculating in radian mode.
Yeah, but I get it in decimals then.
That's because you have a weak graphing calculator. Is your calculator in radian mode?
Yeah, type cos inverse of half.
Yeah.
Cosine.
And show him how he got scammed out of money for that calculator.
1 over 3 pi.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
You know the answer you got, you can just multiply it by pi over 180 and then you would
In degree mode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
64.
64.
3C.
multiply by pi over 180.
Yeah, my answer we think is wrong for that one.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think it's good to do this one. It's good. Can you go to 64, 3C?
64?
Yeah, 3C. Got that open? Now, 3C is kind of interesting because about 3 years ago they changed the syllabus slightly, and the change in the syllabus suggests that this is not on the exam, nor is it likely to be on the exam. Now the only problem is the person who makes the exam is a human being, and that means they're prone to making mistakes the odd time. And a typical mistake might be the person writes a question which is not on the syllabus. It happens from time to time. This is real life, you know. Now, of course, these things get considered when your marks are calculated. So, if a question was not on the syllabus and was mistakenly asked, you would get the marks for it. You know, it doesn't really happen often. But because this question came up in the old exams, I can imagine somebody writing a new exam, if they were a new person, they might look at the old exams, not realising the slight change in the syllabus. In the older exams, they sometimes ask you to work backwards. From the graph, get the equation. They really shouldn't now. It should only be from the equation, make the graph. But just in case, we'll have a look at 3C, because I think the answer at the back is wrong, and it'll give us a chance to practice our graphs a little bit more. So if we look at 3C, let's sketch it here. Okay. What way does it look? It has it goes like this, and then it goes up and back down. And I have some points marked off on it, don't I? I have this point here marked off as pi over 8, is it? And then I have it marked off again here as what's this one here? Minus 7 pi over 8. Okay. And we're looking at cos or sine here. Cos. So we have y equals a cos bx plus c plus d, which for the moment I'll write in our usual form of y equals a cos brackets b brackets x plus c plus d. And then I'll convert it into this form by expanding at the end. Anyways, let's have a look here. So I find the a is good to get first here. So yeah, the a, yeah, I think it will be. Now, that's minus 2. How big is this graph vertically? How many units? 2 units. Now, when you think about a regular cos graph, how big is it vertically? 2 units, because it goes from minus 1 to 1. So has this graph in any way been expanded or contracted vertically? No. So what does that tell us about the value of a here? It's 1. Okay. Now, if you had one cos, what should be the max and the min? 1 and minus 1. However, what is it here? 0 and minus 2. So what has happened? There's been a drop in height by minus 1. Minus 1, yeah. So that means the d here is minus 1. Okay. Now, let's have a look at the b and the c. So, if we were to talk about the b next. Okay, so how wide is this function here? Minus 7 pi over 8 to pi over 8. How wide is that period?
You mean the first c?
The period, the width. That's pi units.
Yeah.
Now, normally, how wide is a cos?
2 pi.
2 pi. So what has happened here?
double the frequency.
Shortened by
Yeah, so the B, it's contracted, so the B is 2. Okay? Yeah? The last thing to get is the C, which represents a movement left or right. Now, in this picture here,
It's been moved to the left.
Right.
well, actually, no.
no.
Both are valid. You can view it as a movement left or right here. So you can either picture it was the peak was moved from here to the left, you know, or you could also view it as the peak was moved from here over to here. You know, like there's a couple of ways to think about it. We should pick the one that has the least movement involved, which I think would be from here to the left. How far has that moved left?
Pi over 8.
Is it pi over 8 for certain?
What's that point? Is that point defined?
No, it's not the point.
Yeah, exactly. So, no big deal. What we can simply do to get the C is sub in a point. So there's one easy point here on the graph, that's this one here. That means when x is pi over 8, the y should be minus 2. So if I put in minus 2 equals 1 cos 2 x plus c plus
Yeah.
plus d.
Minus.
Yeah. I've just subbed in this point. I've subbed this point in here. And we know the A, we know the B, and we know the D.
Solve for C.
And we're solving for C.
Yeah.
Yeah? So I have my calculator. Let's get this here. Minus 2 plus 1 divided by 1. Oh, for goodness sake. Minus 2 plus 1 divided by the 1. And then cos inverse. Divided by 2 minus pi over 8. Right, so 3 pi over 8 is what I got here for the C. So the C is 3 pi over 8. So, my equation is now like this. Y equals 1 cos 2 x plus 3 pi over 8 minus 1. And I should expand this. So y equals 1 cos 2x plus 6 pi, well that actually cancels, so that would be plus 3 pi over 4 minus 1. And that's the A, the B, the C and the D. Now, is that right or wrong?
No, completely wrong.
Yeah, well that's what Young Peng was saying, so that's the reason we did this one.
Yeah.
So, I must have it matched up with a different graph or something.
Yeah, I don't understand how D would be 3 over 2. Like, that's wrong.
Okay, let me fix that here.
And should I shift D first?
D. Right.
So that can pull my answer.
You think that answer is wrong as well? Okay. Which lesson is this? This is graphs 1, I guess?
Well, giving
Yeah, what the heck did I call it? Right, I'll just type in the correct answer here. Yes.
Are you gonna be the one writing the?
No. Don't worry.
Oh,
There's no need to be having nightmares about it. Right.
would the end of semester 1 exam look more like the first?
Just a sec, sorry. Which answer is this? Answer C. So that's A, that's B, so this answer is totally wrong.
Yeah.
Right, so what do we get the A as?
1.
1, is it? Okay, the B? The B we said was 2.
2, yeah.
The C?
C was
3 over 4.
3 over 4 pi, and the D should be
minus 1.
minus 1. And you think the next answer is wrong, huh? The A equals 1, B equals... Right, so the easiest thing for me to do would just be to delete it. And there we go. Problem solved for next year. Okay. Right. So that's hard. You know, the students, when we did this, you know, 2 or 3 years ago, they really didn't like this topic of working backwards from the graph. They really didn't like it. You can see why. You really have to be thinking carefully about what the meaning of A, B, C, and D is for the graph. Okay. A way we can check the answer is you could always graph it, and it should match up with what's in the picture. Okay. So I think we'll just check that. Can you just call out, please?
Yeah.
Do you have the? No, you don't have that there. If you just call out my final answer, we'll see if it's right. So I want to plot. What did I get here? Cos 2x plus 3 pi over 4 minus 1. So this should match up perfectly with what's in the book if it's correct. And it does. Now what's interesting is there are actually other answers you could have got here, because remember earlier you were saying that you could have moved the graph to the right. And also, we chose this point to get the C, but we could have chosen this point, and we would have gotten a different C, but it would have made the same graph. Well, I chose what one felt right to me. My point is that this answer here, this part of the answer can actually be different and still make the same graph. Okay. Right, okay. What else do we need to see here? Oh, I've deleted it. It doesn't exist anymore. Seriously, it's gone. I'll just confirm that its existence has been destroyed.
Okay. Can we go back a bit?
So it only goes up to H now.
Yes.
Can we go?
Oh no, sorry, it hasn't been killed yet. Just a second. Go back to which one?
Page 58.
58?
Yeah, number 12. I did it, but like I want to know.
Okay.
If I did it right.
Do we have enough time for it?
Oh yeah. Why hasn't this been killed? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Oh no, it has been killed. Sorry. Has it? No, I went up to H in the last one. Alright, I'll have to figure this out after class. Okay, so page 58, we'll just do one more. 58, the last question.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, so we have 3 triangles. One here, one here, and one here. Yeah, the last one, we know that these angles are all the same, so they're all 60. Guys, are we looking up? Come on, come on. So, if you look at the first triangle, I tell you the base is 3 units, and the area is 6. So we can work out the height by saying a half the base by the height should equal 6. So that means 3h should equal 12, so h should equal 4. So this here is 4. And if I use Pythagoras, then this side here is 5. Now the area here is 30. Sorry, that's also right angles. So if I do half the base by the height, that should equal 30. So that would be h would equal 12. So that's 5, and then this side here is 12. So from Pythagoras, this side here is 13. But it's equilateral, so all of them are 13. And yeah, this is 60 because it's equilateral. So the area of this triangle is a half 13, 13 sine 60, which is 169 root 3 over 4. So since we really focused on trig, I'll just call this a trig tutorial in the video.
What does HS2 focus on?
We did more turning points, calculus. Oh, we did a little bit of trig as well.
Oh, one more question.
No.
Okay, 2 minutes.
Oh, okay. All right. Which page?
Your wisdom.
Yeah. Okay. Which page?
66.
66. Which question?
3A.
3A.
Yes.
3A. Okay. Using all my wisdom. Okay. So you have y 66. 3A. Y equals 4x squared minus 7x minus 1, and you want the tangent at 1 minus 4 by using the discriminant. So the tangent line is y equals mx plus c. If I put that in there, I get minus 4 equals m plus c. So c equals minus 4 minus m. So my tangent line is y equals mx minus 4 minus m. But if it's a tangent, then these two should only have one solution. So yeah, that equals that. So you get 4x squared plus minus 7 minus mx plus m minus 1. Discriminant should be 0. So that means minus 7 minus m squared minus 4ac should equal 0. So that means 49 plus 14m plus m squared minus 16m plus 16 should equal 0. So that means m squared minus 2m plus 65, is it? Equals 0. So I get two answers for m. 12 and 13, no. What am I two? Oh no, I've done something wrong here because I'm doing it too quickly.
There is no minus 16 and plus 16.
Huh? Minus 4
Which one is this? 3A?
A C.
Where did you get the minus 16?
Minus 4 AC.
It should cancel to 0, and then you would end up with only 49 plus 14m plus
49 plus 14m plus m squared minus 16m plus 16. Is that right? You see, this is what happens when I try to rush it.
Yeah, when what I got is 4x squared minus 7x minus 1 minus mx plus 4 plus m. And then you can
Plus 4 plus m?
Yeah.
Just look at his.
I know where I got it wrong.
Okay, super. Then everything is wonderful.